Hey friends, I bet you couldn't guess what these lanterns are made out of. Today we're doing a little trash to treasure project where I challenge you to look at what you might normally call trash and see its potential. This is such a fun and creative way to push yourself, use what you already have, and make some cute home decor out of the unexpected. Let's jump right in. So I was literally about to recycle these boxes. One is a Q-tips box and the other was from an extension cord. But the more I looked at them, the more I started to see their potential. And then it hit me. The Q-tips box would be perfect as a jack-o'-lantern, and the extension cord box flipped upside down would make an adorable Frankenstein. That's when I decided we're turning trash into treasure today. Here's what I'm using for this project. The two boxes, a few tea lights. I've got these pumpkin-shaped ones from Target this year and another pack from Dollar Tree, and some spray paint from Lowe's. I'm using Krylon Fusion and Gloss Popsicle Orange and Krylon in Fluorescent Neon Green. Let's go ahead and dive in. So to prep the boxes, the first thing that we're going to do is cut off the flaps from the sides of each box. That'll give us a clean shape to work with. Once that's done, we can move on to spray painting. Now here's where things get interesting. The Krylon Fusion Gloss Popsicle Orange went on really well. About 2 coats gave full coverage, but the Krylon Fluorescent Neon Green, not so much. It just didn't want to stick or apply evenly, so I ended up discontinuing spray painting the rest of it, allowing that to dry, and I ended up brushing on a base coat of Liquitex white gesso, letting that dry, and then going back into spray paint. That helped the color grab a bit better, but honestly, the coverage still came out a little blotchy. So I'm going to chalk it up to just the actual spray paint not being the best. In the end, it actually worked for me because I was going for a slightly rustic and perfect Halloween look. But if you're looking for a perfectly even coat, this particular spray paint probably isn't the best choice. Once both boxes were dry, here's what I noticed. The orange box, the jack-o'-lantern, dried down to a sticky finish because of the gloss paint. My fingerprints were everywhere, and I really didn't love that. And the green box, Frankenstein, dried a little blotchy, as I mentioned earlier. Normally that would bug me, but for this project, the texture kind of worked. Now for our jack-o'-lantern. I started by creating a face template out of some scrap cardboard. Just a simple triangle eyes, nose, and a smile with teeth. Then I traced the shapes onto the box with a Sharpie and carefully cut them out with my X-Acto knife. After cutting, I painted the inside of the box black using acrylic paint. This makes the face really stand out when we add our tea light later. To fix the fingerprints and tone down that super glossy shine, I grabbed my Tim Holtz Distress paint and carved pumpkin and the Folk Art Fire Opal paint, and I used a rag to sponge and pounce the color all over the orange box. You can totally use a sponge or paper towel too. I just like how the rag creates a mottled, textured look. This technique gave the pumpkin such a nice rustic aged finish, and it completely took away that sticky glossy look. It also gave it a really fun depth of color. After adding that textured paint layer, it really looks beautifully weathered, almost like an old rustic pumpkin you'd find in a vintage Halloween display. And I loved how it turned out. Next up, we're going to add the stem. If you followed me for a while, you know I collect pumpkin stems. Every fall, I pick up a bunch of them off the ground at the pumpkin patch and save them for projects just like this one. I chose one of the thicker ones. It's got so much character, and I hot glued it right onto the top of my lantern. And honestly, I love it. It's got this chunky little shape that kind of looks like a dinosaur foot. Now let's move on to our Frankenstein lantern. I started by painting a jagged black hairline along the top of the box using black acrylic paint. That immediately gave it that iconic Frankenstein look. Then I freehanded the face with a Sharpie, big eyes and a wide mouth, and some fun facial features, and cut everything out carefully with my X-Acto knife. For the mouth, I used the box's existing opening, which was perfect. Then I cut out 2 little bolt shapes on either side of his head. Just like with the pumpkin, I painted the inside of the box black so that all the facial features would pop once the light was inside. When that was done, I let everything dry completely, and that's it for the painting and cutting. And here they both are, my trash to treasure Halloween lanterns. They're fun, colorful, and just a little spooky, but not scary at all. So they're perfect if you've got kids or just wanting something cute for Halloween night. Pop your tea lights inside each box, turn off the lights, and look at that glow. I love how they turned out. The jack-o'-lantern has this warm rustic charm, and Frankenstein has so much personality with his bright green color and messy hairline. And honestly, who would have ever guessed that these used to be boxes for Q-tips and an extension cord? I hope this video inspires you to look at your trash a little differently. Sometimes the best craft supplies are the ones you're about to throw away. This project was such a fun reminder that creativity doesn't have to be complicated. You just have to see the potential in the little things. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what kind of trash to treasure project you'd like to see next. Until next time, friends, take care, stay creative, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.